even though the Ender 3's been out for years, I finally bought one, and I'm like, hey, let's do a video on it. It went on sale for $150 in the US, and then I had a 9% off. It came out to $160 something. Shipped from New Jersey to Chicago area, which is pretty nice. And I figured I'd do an unboxing, a setup, and they say it takes less than 10 minutes to set up. I'll leave a link in the description below. I ordered this straight from the company. It kind of sucked. It took a very long time for it to come in. Almost 8 days. The tracking, once it was shipped, went super fast. But for them to ship it, it took them like 5 days. Okay. In a nice box. Feels like it's going to be well packaged to where there was no really air to where stuff could move around. Make sure I'm in the frame. Okay, most of this stuff I'm not going to know what it's called, so you guys can just figure it out. I think this is like volume 3 or something. It's pretty nice. I've never had packing like that. It's also nice to do a unboxing video in case you gotta box it back up. Rewatch the video and you'll know how. Nice little pack. We'll go over that at the end. I'm afraid to touch any of this stuff. Oh, the LCD. It's in a nice static bag. Has a nice cover over it. Does feel really cheap, like it could have a cover over it. Mine actually came with a knob. I've seen a bunch of people that did not get the knob. It's kind of nice because you can, there's so many upgrades to this. But it's also sad because they send it to you so cheap. Like that could have a cover over it. But then it would suck because you want to print a cover when you get it. I don't know if I'm going to go for a cover or for drawers. I'm going to have my own 3D thing wherever I set this up. Oh, it comes with little, if I get excited, don't call me a nerd or anything. Okay, I guess this comes out first. Remember the posts. I'm actually just down the road from one of these plants that makes these for cranes, I think. 2030 or something like that, whatever this stuff's called. These look so much bigger online. I know they go really big because a lot of gamers use these for chairs and such. No threads, but it's threads through the side. That's nice and sturdy. Pretty nice. Some holes. None of it has markings on it like A, B, C, D. None of that. Board's nice. It's not a magnetic one, as far as I know. Okay, maybe. The mat is not secured down. I'm not thinking it's a... I don't even know where to grab because this platform moves. Okay, I'm going to put that to the side for now. We'll get back to that. First, let's go through... This stuff's so heavy. Little motors are super cute. Rollers, all of it rolls. Hear that little click? I'm pretty sure that's for the app. There's the... I didn't know it came with that, and if it did, I thought it was going to be red. That's pretty nice. Feeders right there for the filament. Looks like a few plug and play items. Putting that off to the side. This is really nice padding. It almost feels like when I buy a Dell computer. Ooh, there's a lot of stuff in here. Nice power on and off. Make sure I'm still in the frame. Power supply. I think we're running about 300 watts, it says. 15 amp. I'm going to run a meter on it to see. Looks like a normal power plug. Very nice. You can buy these all day long on eBay and Amazon. Don't get caught up in thinking you have to buy theirs, although theirs is plug and play. Here's some more of them. I don't really need to unbox these. There is something coming out of one of them though. I'll pull that out. It's it's the up and down thread. Looks like it has some grease on it, which I've seen some people say, hey, let's put some grease on that to just make it work better. I'm not going to open that. It'll be in the assembly. That wasn't quite that easy. The power cord looks like it's about a 4 foot, 3-4 foot. A throttle for a dirt bike. No, I don't really know what that's for, but whoop, but it moves. Another piece. Most likely the instructions are going to be like, all this stuff is in order in the box as you pull it out. Nice rollers. They all roll nice and quiet. Looks like another motor. I'm not going to turn it too fast. I don't want to ruin anything. I can definitely feel the gears in there. Or the magnets, I mean. Oh, is there anything going to be in that? Looks like we have some tools. I think it does come with some standard tools to do everything. Nice. I think these are just side cutters. You see the side cutters in there? Jesus. Spring-loaded side cutters. Very nice. The color is blue. They don't really look that blue in there. Nice side cutters. I've been told these are really, really nice. And all the other tools that just poured themselves out. Some assembly screws, a cleaner for the tip, ends for the pipes, some more screws, a belt, more screws, a ton of zip ties, some more screws for assembly. Most of this is just assembly. The assembly wrenches and heads, more screws, empty bag. This is probably the TFPA or whatever they call it. The filament that goes inside the hot end. Notice it's vacuum packed too. Kind of weird because it's always open to the elements. I have to buy some more of that. Oh, no, that is your filament. There's no hole in the middle. That is a starter filament, which I could get some done with that. It's kind of nice. It's white because I already bought black and yellow. I'll put that to the side. That was unexpected, even though I remember them talking about it. Looks like a connection, but it's also a stopper. I have to read the instructions to see where that goes. Oh, they gave you clips. First thing I was going to print was these little clips. Instead, they gave me some. Them clips go into there, into these little things that hold your filament, and it keeps it tight. They give you one head. So far, there may be a head on the unit itself. It's looking like it's a 0.4. Doesn't have a mark on it. That's kind of inconvenient. A USB. Looks like a USB to SD card. I should have looked at that a little bit more. It'd be really nice if it was USB. Oh, USB adapter. I don't know how fast it is. And a NeTech 8 GB, which is huge. Micro SD. I'm assuming this is so you can plug it into your computer. I don't think the device itself is USB, which would be really, really convenient. Ooh, dropped that one. That one went flying away. And we have a very nice roller. That roller feels so good. I'm going to put that back in here. If you want to see more about what each product is, watch the assembly, which should be coming up next for some people. Nice lightweight scraper. You got to be careful with this scraper because it has a sharp edge. I'm probably going to dull that down. You don't really need a scraper as much as you need like a file to get in there and pop the products off. But we got to look at the board anyways. It may have came with a magnetic board because this is the newest generation as of 2021. Doesn't look like there's anything more. I don't see a build date on it anywhere. So let's look at the unit, the bed. I think you guys can see that. Let's lower you down a little bit. Bam. You're here. Looks like a little RV Rover. So nothing's powered in, so I'm gonna just move this nice and slow. Make sure nothing's jammed up. All that's pre-plugged in, that's nice. The mat is not secured down, that's kind of nice. I'm gonna pull these off in a violent way. It looks like they give you the option to not use this, but to put down your own. That's kind of nice, because a lot of people say this peels up. A lot of people, this is already applied. It has a little peel tape right there on the corner, and I could put this down. I'm not going to put that down right now. Do that on the assembly. Actually, I'm not going to put it down at all. I'm just going to use these little clips. So we got a bunch of wiring. There's the hot end with a tip on it, with a little cover on it. Doesn't have, let's see if I can see what size it is. Oop, and that just popped right off. It does not say what tip it is, what size of tip. It looks like a 0.4. Another roller, all the rollers feel good. Cute little fan, another fan inside there. Doesn't have a pre-installed clip right there. You can see that's not loose, but it's definitely a gap in there, which is fine if it stays out. But I'll go ahead and put in the little clips they gave us. Already have the tube installed, which is super nice. I'm gonna have to buy some more of that, or buy a hot end where you don't have to use that. I don't really know the reviews on that. There's a few specs. Here's the wheels to level the bed. Level the bed to the hot end, not the ground. Bunch of stuff. Says it uses the 220 by 220 bed. The fan does come up. I did see some updates where I can put a fan on that bed so nothing falls down in there. That's probably one of the first things I'm going to do. We flip it over. It has some vents on the bottom, which is super nice. I didn't know that. Ribbon cable. That ribbon cable looks definitely different than other people's. Other people's are just a white one, and this one actually has color coding, which is nice because maybe they offer repair videos on that. Look like that's the power supply. That one's already hooked up. It's definitely nice. They got everything set up for you. Shouldn't take too long to assemble. And we got the manual. That's it. We've unboxed everything. If you want to see the manual and what's in it, we're going to be doing the assembly now. Okay. Moved into a different room that I have a little bit more space to do everything in. Threw it all in the box nicely. If you guys want to look at this, screenshot it, then look at your screenshots. This is the manual, after sale service card, just a bunch of technician stuff, your warranty, and then the most important one. Whoops. I am not going to speed this video up at all because they claim it should only take you 10 minutes. It's going to take me a little bit longer because I'm doing a video. It always adds more time. Again, if you want this, you need to screenshot it and then zoom up. We're going to start with step 1. I'm going to set everything up. None of this looks that easy to me. And I do put a lot of stuff together, but I feel like I'll have something backwards and something will get messed up. We're going to put it together clear until I need to do bed leveling, which I don't even know if bed leveling was on here. And then that'll be a continuous video, or it'll be on this one if you guys are lucky. Because I want to put it in a different place when I am printing. Okay, here we go. Let's get everything back out, and it looks like we are going to need 16, 15. Weird, because there was no numbers on anything that I could find. And we're going to need the baseboard and 4 pieces of something else. I'm not going to speed this up at all, so it's going to be pretty boring. I'm going to put everything to the side to benefit me, not for you guys to see. Thinking them are probably 15 and 16. Again, there's like nothing numbering this stuff, so for them saying 10 minutes, that kind of sucks. And there's the unit. Smells good. Smells fresh. Okay, it says we need 4 screws. Nothing was marked screw-wise. There's 4 screws, 4 individuals. There's also 4 screws. 2, 2. I'll tell you when I get tools that aren't not provided with the kit. Okay. Looks like most of the stuff I'm going to need. Let's make sure everything's in there. Yep, everything's in the view. We're going to start out with making sure we don't need these ones. Whoop. 15, 4 pieces of that. I'm thinking it's these longer ones. It shows in the instructions that it doesn't have threads up all the way. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it shows threads just on the end. None of these bolts are that way. So we're starting off to a bad start already. Okay. It is saying that we need the longer ones and a shorter one on the bottom. Yeah, I shouldn't be doing a video on this. It's only wrapped good. Whoa, they're a big bar. I thought there were 4 individuals. Okay, so that was shocking. It's saying to put them on the side and screw them in to the side. I'm gonna have a look at this. Jesus. We are going to pause this so I can look at this for a little bit. Okay, I went and looked at a photo of it just to help me out a little bit. And there's actually 2 screw holes right there. And this goes right on top. It should do you a side view, which it kind of does, but their angles and everything are just really messy with me. Okay, it's showing the 2 screws facing forward. We want the 2 holes on that side. I'm going to flip this on its side to do this. I'm going to stick the long screws through. And they are pre-done, which is great. Now we're on a roll. It helped looking at a photo of it. I've been looking at the Ender 5 and the ones that are the laser ones, and it's kind of messed with me on what they look like. I'm not going to zoom up on each thing. You guys can watch different videos for that. You can open the tools included. See if we got something that fits that. Most likely we will. And it is the biggest Allen screw. We'll just go like that. You guys can see that. Like a lot of people have said, leave it all loose. Leave it all loose until you get until you get everything together. That's what I'm going to do too. Okay, and then the other side does not have any holes. It has 2 holes at the bottom. Doesn't quite show you in the photo. So I'm going to stick that over here. Don't think there's a front and a back. And we're going to flip it like that to stick in the other bolt. Just tightening them a little so that way it's a little bit sturdy. And it's wanting the power supply next. Whenever you're moving this, move it not too fast. I guess it puts off a current, and you don't want it arching somewhere. I knew earlier that's what that was. Okay, it's saying put the power supply on the one side. It's showing the motor on the back. So that goes like that, which means this goes right here. It's kind of wobbly. It's missing a screw right there. Does it show what screws go through there? It's showing these ones. There's 4 in a pack here. These ones actually look like what the photo shows. It's going to have a top and a bottom one, as you can see. See if they screw in first, and them are not it. Let's be one of these. Nope. And them look just like them. Oh, they are them. So it must be, there's 2 screws. It's showing it's an Allen head screw, so I'm going to stick with these. Oh, here they are. There's only 2 of them. These are the winners right here. They're 2 chrome ones. In the picture it shows, there we go. In the picture it shows them. It shows this one right here. Definitely these 2. Not seeing the 10 minutes here, even if I was not. I think the power supply is on the wrong side. Yep, I'm going to have to switch over to the power supply. I'm going to pause you guys until I do that. Okay, I got them flipped out. They were definitely backwards. Power supply makes a lot more sense. Looking up now. As far as I know, I may have just put them on wrong again. Inside, power supply, fan on that side. I think everything's working. Okay, there's 2 little holes here. Goes like that. Goes in that track. They don't really it goes like that, but it can't fit flush because the okay, so they raise it up just a little bit. Let's see if the tool is in the bag that's included. Tighten them. It's not the littlest. It's not the medium. It's the next size. I'm going to go ahead and tighten that. Just fits right through there. This does not fit all the way against that bottom railing, which is nice because maybe it'll get rid of some of the noise. Putting in that bottom one, wiggling around, found its place, no problem. So, good. There it goes. I'm going to tighten this all the way. I see the benefit of that. I'm not going to tighten it too tight. It's most likely a cheaper metal than a car. Don't need torqued. And you can always tighten it later. Alright, it's on there good. It wants the front board on. You guys can't really notice it, but as I move this stuff around, I am making sure I'm not kinking any wires. I'm pivoting it perfect, I hope. Don't know until you hear something break. There's the board. They're wanting it installed right like that with two bolts. There are really long ones. And it is showing it being a different screw than that. I think they're chrome. They're showing them being black. There is some chrome ones here. We'll try them out, see if they screw in. And they do. I think that takes the same Allen wrench that we just used. Yep. We'll put that in. Does it show it plugging into anything? Let's see if we're supposed to be plugging in stuff this whole time. Oh, at the very end step, it shows plugging in. So we'll wait till then. Let's put this on, 2 screws. Which is nice that they go so minimum, because the upgrades could take the extra screws, or you could drill your own screw hole and make it heavier duty if you wanted. I'm going to tighten these down all the way too. I don't see the need for them to be loose. Basically the structure I'm going to leave loose until the very end. They tighten down very nicely. You can feel them just stop because they're not going into plastic. Okay, are we done with page 1 yet? Make sure the power source is on the right selected thing. Okay, I guess I better make sure of that. 230 volt or 115? We are 115. So we're going to flip it. Very weird that it was on the wrong thing. 230. Who knows? There we go. The next step is number 3. We've done a couple steps, not much. Number 3. It's wanting us to put that bracket. Getting that bracket in here. Get out a few more things. There's the bracket they want. That is the bracket. And it has these little grooves in it. And we're going to want to put it on the side that does not have the motherboard. And this will go just like that. But we got to loosen that with that wrench. That's going to be the up and down axis. Just going to loosen them because them have to go in and spin. Try to put them both upright. I think I can slide them like this. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, they'll slide right in from the top, but you gotta loosen them way up. I don't know how they're gonna stay like that. little bit. They aren't going to stay like that. They want it. Yeah, they want them sideways, just like I thought. The screw ain't long enough. There's these little grooves. No, it works. Man, that's some crazy engineering there. I'm going to push that all the way down. Hopefully them don't spin. Is it saying all the way down? It's saying all the way down, and then I'm going to flatten that one back out. Can't see the bottom one, so I'm going to just assume it's right. I'm going to tighten them down. Very neat, but not quite the easiest thing to do there. I'll zoom you guys up on here and show you what I mean. Okay, so you got the track. See how it's angled? They want them to go sideways instead of up and down. So it's basically widening it all the way. Oh. And taking every inch of that slot. So that is not looking down enough. So that is in. Making sure that clicker's working. If not, I'm going to have to take it back out. Let's see, I'm not bald yet. Part 4. It's putting the same thing on the other side, but it looks like we're going to get a motor, and that's the motor that's loose. And we're going to need, oh, nice. Butt crack probably there. We're going to need this, which I think it's pre-lubed. And we're going to need this, which does not have a set screw in it. So where are we going to get that set screw? And if you guys don't know what a set screw is, that set screw there tightens that. There's no screw in there. So we're going to have to see what their plan is. Oh, I think they want me to use a really long screw. This bolts onto the side of that, so it shows. No. I have no clue. I'll get it, but geez, none of this is. Okay, that's okay. So we gotta go on the back side here, on the wrong side. When you're doing this, you need to look for if you're seeing the panel or not the panel. Because now we're on the back side. There's no panel. This is going to bolt like so. Nope, it's going to bolt like that. I don't know what it's bolting to. I will show you guys this, how awful this step is. So it's just sitting there. Okay, it's showing these two screwing. Okay, so this is already pre-threaded. Man, there's pictures and there's words and there's just so much to look at on this. So now you have these. There's 2 holes through that panel. It doesn't sit directly on the piece below it, so that keeps the noise down. Screw the one in a little bit loose. I'm going to put these a little bit tighter. There's a wire that I got stuck in there. Okay. Again, I'm not tightening it all the way. No, yeah, I'm tightening these all the way. This doesn't have to do with the structure. Don't over tighten them because they're just going into something that cannot be rethreaded. There we go. So that motor is mounted. They're saying to shove this rod through. I don't know if they'll focus on that, but that's the instructions. We're on step 4. To put the rod on there, it's not showing taking that covering off, but I think I have to. Definitely pre-lubed. That's really nice. I'm going to leave the cover on it just so I don't get grease everywhere. I do not have the screw to tighten that, so it's got to be tight. I don't know what we're going to do there. So we are on to step 5, which is on the back side it looks. Step 5 is a whole one of these. Are both of these the same? They are not. Way to go. We need the one that has 2 holes, which is this one. We need a screw that we'll find out later which one we need. And we need that funky majiggy thing. So I'm going to start naming things. And we need one of these. Sorry, I gotta move every now and then. I don't have the desk or the area to do this. I'm gonna end up making my foot fall asleep. So I know where this goes. This goes right. Oh great, which side does it go on? Okay, let's start. Yep, let's throw that. So it's just showing it going on here. I do see how there's like a track right here. Not quite. It's gonna stare at this for a really long time. So this goes down like this. And then that track system is right here. It's just sitting on there. I don't understand why they're. They want me to bolt it to it. Oh yeah. No, you can't bolt that, so they're wanting, I see there's a belt tensioner in there. It's a place for a belt. I'm gonna pause this until I figure it out. Okay, I finally figured it out. Nobody can tell me this is easy to figure out. This side's different than that side. This one's also different than the one that you can see the corner of right there. This is wallered right there so that this fits in there. Put the other side on there. Look, it won't clear that. It won't clear that board right there. So you gotta put this in there. Look, it fits into that. And you gotta make sure you don't hit that like I just did. If you do the other side, or see how that doesn't go in there? It's got to be cut out right there, like that is so. And then look, then you run your Allen screws through there, but you gotta hold the screw right here to feed it in there. I'm going to see what screws actually do it before I hold my finger in there and find out they're the wrong ones. Thinking they're probably this one. That one is right on the edge too. It didn't take me long to figure it out. Sometimes when I'm on the camera, I'm trying to make it time sensitive. And it kind of kills everything. Luckily, you guys can't comment too stupidly. Okay, so it takes the little one, these little mushroom screws. So I'm going to call them mushroom screws. Yep, mushroom screws. To the point where I'll name it whatever. Just going to stick it in there. I kind of showed you guys what you have to do. You guys just got to figure it out. I gotta say, there's just too many different sizes of Allen wrenches to put this together. That also has a lock washer on it, so make sure it's on there when you're putting it in, or it may vibrate out. It's nice they put that hole in there because that speeds up the process. If I would have had to do it 10 degrees each time, that would have really sucked. Gotta move it around until I find the thread. There it is. Let's hope it don't get any worse than that. Now I'm going to go under here like this and tighten them all the way, because this is something that needs to be tightened. There we go. I feel like if I over tightened it, I would have broke this too, so don't tighten it too tight. Make sure all them rollers work. I know that looks forward because it has the QR code on it. And we're ready for step. We're still on the same step. We gotta put this into, goes on the top side or the bottom side? I would say it goes on the top side. Oh, that don't even screw in there. Okay, it only screws into right here. And they give you a little cute tool to put that on. Don't over tighten it, it's going into plastic. There we go. Make sure that still works after I've banged it around so much. Okay. Now they want this bracket here to go on the end of this, and it needs to go on the end with, yeah, we need to look at it again. Looks like we need to slide on this first. That goes like that. That goes on the back side. Boy, now it's getting all good. Why can't we mount this first? Okay. I'm gonna have to stare at this again because I know this is all in order. That's upside down. Okay, this is all in knots. Definitely was in a knot. Look how long that goes now. I think that was from the wrapping and how it was set up from the box. Guess I should have pulled all that out, but some of these wires are so temperamental I didn't want to break anything. Okay, there we go. It's out. This is going to look like this. It's going to look like... No, it's not going to look like that. Okay. So, we have the extruder sitting like that. The back like this. That has to wheel itself in there. Wouldn't fit. May loosen them up just a little bit. So that fits on there like that. You know I'm going to get it wrong because you guys seen the beginning of this video. Okay, the fan faces that way. Extruder. No, that's perfect. And then we put on this 3-roller bracket, and it goes on like so. And it's gotten pretty heavy at this point. And if you think you're messing up, that's cut out right there for that. And the screws are going to go through the front. And it looks like they're the last two of the last 3 mushroom bolts. Okay, I'm going to tighten them down just a little bit. I think I'm going to tighten them fully later. It's enough to where it doesn't wiggle too much. Make sure that still moves. I think it's just a bit too tight. I can always loosen that later. These move really nice. Okay, are we done with that step? I think we're done with that step. There's something right there I don't quite understand. It just says the back. It shows basically a cord right there. Don't really know. It should like tell you something. I know pictures are amazing, especially for a guy, but it shows something clipping in there, and I don't have anything that clips in there. So we'll move on to, that was 6, now we're on 7. Now we got something I have not even seen in this whole kit. Nice, we are getting rid of some stuff here. Pull some of these tools out that are getting mixed up. Look in the box, see if we can find anything else. There's this bracket here that's still in the box. There is the tool we need right now, and then our shifter for our bicycle, which something just fell off. Oops. There we go. Still don't know what that is. And this is what we need. Oh, that's the one with the really nice bearing on it. They're saying to install that on the opposite side of this. Also wanting you to install it. Oh, it's the roller. That's why it's so nice. It's the roller for the belt. So I gotta loosen these. This is going to go in just like that side bracket did. You have to turn these things sideways. You're also going to have to loosen them almost to where they fall apart. And then you're going to want to slide them in. And they go right in this one. Geez, I'd almost swear the other one was, something was wrong. They slide in so well, I can't keep them straight. Okay. Got one in. I'm assuming you don't want to tighten it with it all the way that way. This is also a belt tensioner, so we're not going to tighten this all the way because you loosen them and slide them out, and that's what tightens up this belt. The bottom belt has a totally different type of setup. Yeah, it has a belt topper, so you got to do the bottom bolts. And yep, they show you don't do it wrong. What's really weird is the belt actually goes underneath this. I gotta find the belt now. I think the belt's still in here. And we lost the belt. Okay, here's the belt. But we gotta move or our leg's gonna fall asleep. This is the cute little belt. Let's see what it says about the belt. Okay, so that's what it means. That belt actually goes to the bottom side of this, where I told you it was weird. They're like showing me something, I don't know what the heck they're talking about. It secures to that, to them two little spots right here. And that belt slides right into there. I'm assuming. Yeah, it slides through. Oh, Jesus. That'd make a lot of noise. So I'm going to do that, and then I will be back. Okay, I decided to do this off camera just because it was so frustrating. You guys couldn't really see it. Ow! Just sat on the edge of my couch. But step, who knows what step it was. It shows you and it says back. Well, you got to put, that's the belt. The belt loops clear down here to the tensioner, and then it loops on the top, but it also goes underneath the wheels, and it goes clear over to the motor. Gotta make sure it's on the gear in there. And then it comes back across and does this again. I feel like it's pretty stiff, but I'm also turning a motor. At least I feel it turning the motor, so that's pretty nice. And that was basically the step I didn't show you. I've showed you everything else. Now it's showing to assemble it to this shaft. Remember, my shaft does not have I don't have the set screw, so that's going to be interesting when that time comes. Hopefully they pop a screw out somewhere, but they're showing it going on like this. I'm going to screw the wheels just a little bit to pop them in, and then line up that screw and screw it in. And there we go. Ooh, that got really stiff. I think it's, oh, it's pulling on that bottom. There we go. I'm just going to push it down. Popped it a little bit to get the set screw over. Hopefully something comes out of the woodwork on that. All the wires pull back nicely. Actually, I'm going to take it back off and I'm going to unwind that. I don't like how that's wound up. So you guys learned from me not to wind that up. Make sure that's unwound. Is that perfect now? Let's see. One more wind. Perfect. It's so loose now. Yeah, you may lose a little bit of sleep getting all this together and then finding out. You gotta do that. Tear it all back apart. Okay. That goes really nice. I'm gonna tap it back down so I can see the set screw. Really don't know what's next. It is saying that there's two screws right here. Don't tighten it too tight. Okay, there's two tiny little screws right here. I think they're okay where they're at, but I don't. I think this is just fine. Don't know why they were even loose. Okay, that's really a step. Okay, we're on to step 10. And it's saying the crossbar across the top is ready to go in. The simplest thing yet to come. And we are going to put, they want the recessed side up. There's a cutout spot, calling that recessed. Probably not really recessed. And we got some screws. Let's see if them screw in there. Yep. And we're almost done. This thing is a lot smaller than what I thought it would be. The printing platform, of course, is the size I thought it was going to be, but I didn't know how big the unit was around. And this is why you leave some of that loose. I was just able to pry it that way to get that screw in, because I did not tighten up these side ones yet. Still have a little ways to go. For only... Oh! I now know what that handlebar's for. That's for the spool. Let's make sure I don't have to put a bracket on with this. It's showing there's two pieces, and I'm pretty sure it's talking about these. These pop into the ends. I'm not too worried about any of that right now. I'm going to go ahead and that goes right on there. Why is that not? Can that go on the bottom side? Oh, it runs in the channel. What? No, it doesn't. No, it runs with them screws that we do not have any of. I don't know what we're going to do there. I think the instructions are outdated on this part. 100% sure. Good thing I'm not 200% sure, because here is what they want you to do. Okay, so they give you two of them slide-in bushings. I don't know if we're using these chrome ones. Okay, we're using the chrome ones with the chrome fittings left. And that is going to slide in like this. That is going to bolt on there, and that's how we're going to get our holder. So we got to take these back out, because I like the method of sliding them in instead of just fitting them to it. Then I know they're perfectly done. How far can we go in? Oh, we got to go in all the way. This has got to go into about right there. Okay. I do like these. Gonna put it right there. I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna tighten these down, and then I'm gonna put it up against these screws. That way it's all the way over. I'm also going to be making a video on how much power this thing uses. I should have a spot where it's every single print I've printed, and darn thing's spun. And it comes right out. Isn't that neat? Wouldn't that be neat if that fits right in there? And it does. I'm putting them in like this, sideways. You may not want them sideways or over the top of the other bolts, if it allows me to. I think I can look at this one from this side. And nope, you can't. Okay, I put over the top of the bolts that I did tighten down. That is really firm. I like that. I like that I can cover up bolts so you don't see them. Watch videos in the future to see if I kept it that way. I'm going to go ahead and tighten everything down now. The next step is to hook up all the cables, plug it in, see if we got any power going to anything. Then do some prints. I'm going to turn it on its side and tighten these. Don't forget there's two underneath on each side. It's gotten a bit heavy. I do like the handle it has on top. That was their screws that I just tightened. Them were already in, and they're pretty loose. So I'd almost go over everything of theirs just to make sure everything's working. There we go, everything's nice and tight. I did tighten the belt tensioner on the end right here off video. And now we're ready to put in the throttle. It's very simple, it just clips right in. I don't think it's supposed to be tight because then, oh, it spins on the plastic. Okay, that's a bit different than older ones too, because I've seen somebody where they built something for the bottom of it to make it look like this. That's definitely not a handle. Okay, I think we got everything. I'm not going to put the end caps in. Them simply just pop in. I'm not going to put them in until I feel comfortable that it is all working. We still got to hook all this up. It's not really showing any of that. Step 12. Step 12 is the final step, and it does not show you where this goes. So it could have went over the top of this. No, it wouldn't have went over the top because that spool is going to be about that big. I know this goes... Well, if it goes up all the way, won't it pinch it? Yeah. Well, isn't that a bummer? So we got to take this apart to run the cables up and over the top of this. Does it even show that in the instructions? It shows no cables. So I hope I'm helping somebody out, saving them some time. Because if that was to go up all the way, it would pinch the wires. And if you guys could just speak up and tell me where that wrench is. Hoping I can just take this off and it separates enough. Seems like we're coming up with some extra screws. That's pretty nice. Oh, I don't think it separates enough. Oh. No, some pretty good stuff. So we're going to have to take all this apart. Stay tuned. And I put it together so well. think you gotta take them clear out. This should just wiggle or not. I have to get like a magnet. Okay, then came off, thank goodness. I'm not gonna take this out all the way because I only needed to lift up enough to get that through like that. There we go. Now that can go clear up to a stopper, which is nowhere to be found. Maybe I should look at the picture on the box. I'm gonna go check that out real quick. Make sure I'm doing it right this time. Don't even ask what happened. I went and looked at a photo. It goes underneath. Guess it don't go up that high. But honestly, look at the darn instructions. There is no picture of where to put the cords at all, even at the hookup. So do have a picture of it. Even the picture there, which is the same one that's on the side of the box, it does not show you that. I'm going to show you this real quick because I guess I'm going to try it without, but they do not show you tightening a screw right there. They show you putting in 2 screws on the side of that shaft. That's the shaft that goes up and down. They don't even show it being a shaft where you take off the thing and make it so it goes up and down. There's no words, but that's a threaded shaft that needs to be exposed. They show a cover still on it, but they don't show you putting in the set screw. So I don't see how this motor spinning down here would make this go up and down since there's no set screw. And since there was no set screw, we're going to try it without a set screw. But yeah, have a picture of it next to you so you understand it a little bit more if you're like me. So I'm going to flip it on its front. I will organize all this stuff later, but the power cable comes out and plugs in right there. There's only one way to plug that in, which is super nice. That goes around to the display. This goes up to who knows where. Hotbed's already hooked up. That's hooked up. So we have 1, 2, 3 wires to hook up. So they're taking the credit for doing everything but 3 wires. How nice of them. And bring the display around. It plugs into who knows where. But look at the picture on this. There's 3 plugs underneath there. And it's showing it being plugged into EXP3, which is the one closest to the heat board. See if I can swing you guys down here. There's 3 plugs there, plugged into heat EXP3, which is awesome because there's so much customizing on this thing. So that plugged in with a little bit of a click. We have so much crap laying around. We're going to go ahead and put this back on where that ring went. Tighten it down all the way. There we go. Now we're going to swing it around here. These go up to the different motors up here. Pretty self-explanatory because they only fit. Oh, we got some more wires down here. Wire that connects into the stop. That plugs right in. Doesn't do anything else. There's more than 3. That one's kind of on a tight. Made that one a little bit longer. Okay, I'm gonna have to really. That plugs right in. They kind of just slide in. Not too impressed with how they connect. Better than a clip. This clips would clip in, and then when you try to get them undone, they'd be a pain. So we got 2. This one goes way, I don't know if you guys can even see this. Hopefully I moved it better. This one goes way in there. I felt that one go in. Then one clips down here. X, E. Okay, so we're getting Z. So, which one's X and Z? You guys probably know off the top of your head. Okay, so the one that goes across, this one is X. I just don't want to screw it up. Print my print upside down. And then this one is E, which is this backside one. And they want you to rip the ribbon cable a little bit and plug it in. Not rip it, but pull it apart. There you go. Some things are definitely going to fall off. The markers. Okay, so that's plugged in. Heat bed was automatically plugged in. That's basically the only thing they plugged in, and they took a ton of credit for it, saying it's already assembled. How nice of them. It's definitely easy to like carry around. Just making sure everything's connected. Everything's ready. I think we're ready to plug it in. Sure, I left a screw loose somewhere. But let's go plug it in, see if it powers on, and then we'll do bed leveling. Okay, here we go. It was set to 230 volt for some reason, but it comes with a 115 adapter, or 115 cord, which is America. So that's kind of confusing. It should be set to whatever power cord it comes with, because this style of power cord is not 230 volt. So that's kind of weird. They almost want you to blow it up, I guess. It'd probably just air out, because if you're only supplying 110 and it's trying to make it 230, it'd probably just whine or something. This, we're just going to see if it plugs in, powers up. We may make it go up and down. See if that set screw, remember we're having a problem with that no set screw. See if it needs that or not. Plug it in 3, 2, 1. We got power. We have a fan that kicked on. Let's lower you guys down to the fun. And it is doing stuff. The bed is not... So the fan that turned on is the fan on the power supply, and this fan. There's a side fan that is not on right now. It says it's ready. Let's see what all we can do. Twisting it does nothing, which is nice, so when you bump it, it's not going to do anything. It's a very firm button, that's nice. Info screen, see what's in there. Nothing. Prepare. Let's not prepare. Yeah, let's check it out. Main. Move access. Just going through here, clicking some stuff. Won't go negative. Moving super slow, that's cute. It's like a little Wally. So that's the white. How do you go back? So you gotta go to the top of the screen. See if this works. That is the board. I need to go all the way back. That's the up and down. And it's working without a set screw in there. That's wild. Maybe it doesn't move enough to need that set screw. I don't really see the noise that people say this makes. That's 0. Of course, I'm gonna have to set it up for its home extruder. Hot in, too cold. Let's go see auto home. See what main does. Okay, so we're preparing. Let's go auto home. See if it hits that side and shuts off. Oh, it's gonna lower it clear down. It's gonna take a while. That's more than 9 inches up too. This roller is not rolling, so we're gonna have to adjust it a little bit. So that way it's, I would think all the rollers would be needing to roll. That means there's probably too much pressure on that front one. There we go, that's the home point. Let's go under prepare. There's if you want to stop the steepers so you can move everything around. This should have a little bit of tension on it. Yeah, it's totally. If I disable them, yeah, see I can move them. And until I tell it to do something again, it looks like it's going to stay that. Preheat PLA, preheat ABS. Now this does wood and fiber too, so you think it would be on here, but it's not. Set home off. That ain't letting me do anything. See if I can move it back up again. That's the wrong one, of course. I can move it to 250 meters. And it's doing it without that set screw in, which is cool. I almost want to get one just so it doesn't slip. If that grease starts wearing off, I could see it slipping. Let's adjust it to 170 and then go from there. See how high it actually goes. I'm going to lower it just a little bit. I don't know what it's doing. Should be stopping soon. I'm going to have to kill the power because there is no stop for it to go up. And it was just going to keep going up. It needs a stopper on the top. Or it needs to know that that's as high as it goes. That was a bit weird. Can't believe it doesn't know better than that. I'm going to bring it down just because it's pinching that cord up top. And of course you got to go to like home, auto home. I ain't going to mess with that. Set home off and let's go to control, main, temperature, nozzle, bed, fan speed. That's kicking on the right side fan. That's pretty cool. preheat PLA configuration, preheat fan speed, nozzle 200, bed 60, store settings. That's pretty cool that you can do it all within here and you don't need the app. Motion, jerk steps, bunch of stuff there, filament, and load settings, load fail safe, store settings. I'm not going to touch any of that. About the printer, we're running 1.0.1 for 2520, even though this is now May of 2021. Oh, you can scroll down a little bit. Extruders 1. Wonder if they'll keep track. And that's it. No card in there. It's nice it came with a card. I'm going to make it go to the auto home. And something stopped it from going up some. Don't know what did that though. And that's it. We're going to be putting on the bed and starting its first print.